How's it going, everyone? This is Charizard James here with another deck guide for you. This is Battle of the Guilds episode 9. That many. Wow, I can't believe we're 9 already. Next week is Simic, so if you have any ideas, put those in the comments if you have any Simic deck that you want me to play, and I'll play it. Also, don't forget to catch me live if you would like, if you have time, on Twitch/Charizard_James. We're going to go over this Rakdos deck guide for you. This deck is similar to the, or it basically is, the Rakdos mill strategy deck that you are used to seeing, with our own little twist of it. We're going to go over the cards in the deck list right now. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, if you'd like to watch the content and more Battle of the Guilds episodes, or just deck guides and sideboard guides as well. The goal by the end of 2021 is to have 1,000 subscribers, and you will be a huge, huge help with that. Thank you very much for that. That's a huge goal of mine. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the deck guide. We have 2 Bloodchief Thirst. We have a lot of removal in this deck. It's basically removal and discard tribal, so we're going to have some removal. We have 2 Bloodchief Thirst, kill some early creatures, and maybe some Planeswalkers down the road, like an Ugin or something. We have a Spikefield Hazard. I wanted some utility in our lands. We have 1 Spikefield Hazard here and 1 Hagra Mauling for some utility here. We have 4 Heartless Act, killing, just best kill spell probably in Standard. Very good in Historic as well. Really powerful card. 4 Mire Triton for our mill strategy. That includes Skyclave Shade to cast back out of our graveyard, Kroxa to cast back out of our graveyard, and Ox of Agonas to cast out of our graveyard as well. We have Tymaret Calls to Dead to mill some more cards and create some tutus. We have Demonic Embrace as a cheeky one-of that I really love in this deck. Sometimes this deck has a hard time really just killing your opponent, and putting a Demonic Embrace onto a Kroxa to make it flying, or a life-linking Murderous Rider, or an 8 power Ox after you bring it out of the graveyard, and you can also mill this. So I think it's very valuable to have this card in the deck, even if it's just one of. That's just my personal tech. We have 4 Murderous Riders, 4 Bonecrusher Giant, 1 Hagra Mauling, like I said before. We have a Liliana and a Rankle and an Akroan War as utility 4 mana cards. We have 3 Ox of Agonas here because we have a mill strategy anyway to provide us that card advantage back in return of using our hand. We have 2 Castle Locthwains as the utility lands, 2 Savai Triomes, and 4 Shatterskull Smashings to round out the mana base. Let's go ahead and move on to our sideboard. We have a Cling to Dust here for those Rogues matchups, or maybe if someone is playing Elspeth Conquers Death, we can side one of those in. We have 4 Agonizing Remorse against the Temur decks and other control decks. 2 Shredded Sails. This does a really good job at killing flying creatures. Also kills the Great Henge and Embercleave and Mazemind Tome. So those are kind of the cards that we want to destroy. We have 2 Elspeth's Nightmare. I noticed that we didn't have a lot of graveyard disruption in this deck outside of the 1 Cling to Dust here, so I wanted some more. And it's also just a really, really valuable card to begin with. And it also helps fuel our Tymaret Calls to Dead, because Tymaret Calls to Dead can exile an enchantment out of our graveyard, so it kind of keeps our enchantment count high. We have 2 Soul Shatters for those Dream Trawlers, and possibly Ugin as well. And then we have 2 Extinction Event here for the aggressive matchups. A lot of the times, the Gruul Adventures decks, or Adventure deck in general, are playing a lot of odd cards, and a lot of ours are evens. We have 4 Mire Tritons, 4 Skyclave Shades, 4 Kroxa, and these Temur Calls to Dead zombies are also even. Also Rankle's even, so like most of our things are even. So it really does a really good job at cleaning up the board and keeping our own board. And then we have 2 more Akroan Wars in the graveyard for the other aggro deck. So I'm really excited about this. Thanks for hanging out and watching with me. And maybe we can teach you some value here, which I know we will. And let's go ahead and get into some games. Once again, our last Battle of the Guilds episode 10 will come up shortly after this. So make sure you put in the comments what you'd like me to play with the Simic deck. Grimsbane is my opponent's name. Ooh, they're playing Luris. I would love to have this hand if we had any lands whatsoever. We have to mulligan. This is a good hand. We're going to put back the Fabled Passage. No. Turn 1, turn 2. I could just put back the Temple. I'll put back the Fabled Passage. Another Rider? I mean, it's better than a land, so we're gonna keep it. That's something I've heard Andrea Mengucci speak about. Is he likes to keep things at the top when they're kind of marginal, because it's always better than a land if you have all your land drops anyway. We could play our Kroxa here, or we could just play our Temple and then plan to Murderous Rider on the next turn. But I think if we don't play Kroxa now, it's going to be pretty hard for us to play Kroxa until like turn 5. Because we have these 3 drops in our hand that we're going to want to cast. Discard Lull Mage. That's a good sign for us. Oh no! I feel ruined. I feel ruined already. Alright, so this is good. This way we get to... Ooh, I would love for you to mill me an Ox. Let's go, Ruined Crab. Let's go. Come on, Crab. Let's go. This is one of the reasons to play this Rakdos deck. Is because it's really, really, really good against rogues. Because they just mill all of our card advantage for us. All we have to do is make sure we hit our land drops. We also have 4 Skyclave Shade in the main deck, so... it's going to be a good time. The only thing that's probably not going to be good for us is if they have another Lull Mage in their hand. One, two, three. Let's not exile this, because we could draw Tymaret Calls the Dead at some point and need the creatures in our graveyard to exile. I wouldn't be surprised if they had Lull Mage, but we have Murderous Rider for our own Kroxa anyway, so we can go Murderous Rider, Mire Triton maybe, or actually we can go Murderous Rider, yeah, probably that, or Murderous Rider Skyclave Shade, probably Skyclave Shade actually. Ooh, they drown it. We're gonna bring it right back. Oh, attack with your Ruined Crabs, yeah! They did it! They attacked with their crabs. Nice. Kroxa's a good card against this deck, chat. And you YouTubers on your phone or on your bed at night watching this. Let's see. I'm not going to edit that part out. I'm just not going to edit it out. We have Extinction Event. Okay, Nightmare is really good. I don't know if Agonizing Remorse is good. I mean, Cling to Dust is really good. Let's see. I think Liliana's not really that good, huh? Rankle's probably not good either. Akroan War is not good. Yeah, I don't think Rankle's that good here. I think I do want everything else, though. Maybe I want to fit some Agonizing Remorses in. Like, Mire Triton isn't really that good because they're milling us anyway. Tymaret Calls the Dead probably isn't good either. Like, they're just going to be milling us, right? And maybe we do want to keep some number of stuff in here. Let's put our Agonizing Remorses in. Do we want Shredded Sails? We have 4 more cards to put in. So I could just go like... I don't know, Extinction Event seems like not good, right? Shredded Sails is whatever, too. Even though it is like a removal spell. I'm gonna put some Mire Tritons in because maybe their plan post board against me is just to kill me fast enough. I would rather have land drops. Wow. Wow, game. Come on, Shuffler. Come on, Shuffler. Put the Mire Triton back. And... I'll put the Extinction Event back. There's no guarantee I'm going to even get to draw the amount of lands that I need in this game before I get to 4 mana. I'm pretty far away from doing this here. Temple's good here. That's a land. I'll take a land. But I'm likely gonna get milled. That's unfortunate. Alright, milled the Cling to Dust. Wow. They did this in my combat, so I actually get to Bloodchief Thirst the Enforcer. Do I even want to do that? I kind of want them to mill me more cards, but I also just want to... I can't believe they did that in our... Maybe they were just being a little lazy. They got, like, real punish there, unless that was a bait. Oh my gosh, we get to Agonizing Remorse their thing? Their Luris? Sure. Wow. Do I just take Into the Story? I mean, I also have Heartless Act and Bonecrusher Giant to kill Luris. I'm not in the business of letting them draw 4 cards, chat. Let's get our second red here since we already have double black. So now we get to kill the Luris. And I'm going to Bonecrusher the Luris because Heartless Act can also kill things with 3 toughness. Well, there's some lands. There we go. Oh wait, didn't I just say I was not going to do that? I think I just cast the wrong card on accident. Well, that's unfortunate. That's a classic. Do what I say, not what I do. No, don't cling my cling. That's unfortunate. Oh, play a land, please. Dang it. They have 4 engrave. They can't cling yet. They need to put 2 cards in grave. Or 1 more card in grave. Kroxa is super risky here. I could just get clinged. Because, like, what if they just Heartless Act their own Ruin Crab? And then they can just cling my Kroxa? I think I just have to make them cling my Kroxa, I guess. Well, the thing is, they're going to use the Heartless Act on the Skyclave Shade just so they can cling to dust my Kroxa, probably. I'm just going to pass. They could Heartless Act their own crab here. Nope. They're 1 card away from cling. So if they have Fabled Passage, they can cling. There we go. They couldn't get the card in the graveyard, and they couldn't stop the Kroxa from coming out. Nice. So so because they scooped there, I think they might have had like Drown in the Lock in their hand or something. Because after I bring the Kroxa out, Drown in the Lock is worthless. Alright, well, that's it for round 1. I mean, I guess I should... I usually hate playing against rogues. If you saw one of my other videos in the Battle of the Guild series, I talk about how much I hate playing against rogues. But when I'm playing this deck, give me all the rogues. Give me all of them. And feel free, if you're still watching this, to write in the comments what you want to see me play next. Not even just the Simic one. Simic deck after this. After the Battle of the Guilds, I'm thinking about doing a series of Battle of the Shards to play all 3-color decks. And there's 10 of those in the series as well. If you want me to play something like that, put that in the comments as well that you want me to play it. And maybe some decks that you want me to play in the Shard of your choice. We have 2 lands here, 2 Skyclave Shades. We're on the draw. If we draw 1 more land, we have Tymaret Calls the Dead. I think I'll keep this. It's a little suspect because we don't have any red mana, but I think I'll keep it. There we go. There's our red. We don't need red till later, though. Play the guaranteed tap land here. Hopefully we don't play against... Or we're playing against mono green. The Akroan War was a huge draw there. We'll play this turn, I think. Actually, do we play Fabled Passage just in case we draw Bonecrusher Giant? I think so. We should have a decent matchup against this deck. They didn't attack with the 1/1. Ha 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 ha! There we go. Just like you drew it up. Hopefully they don't have land Great Henge, but other than that, we should be fine. Well, hopefully don't play Henge. They didn't play Henge. Another Bonecrusher. Kind of makes me sad. Let's just play Tymaret Calls the Dead, I guess. I don't want to mill my lands, though. It seems to me like they might have a... Seems to me like they might have a Troll King in their hand, like a land Troll King. Maybe I just want to... I think I just want to play this to chump block the Mammoth. I don't want to chump block the Mammoth with my Bonecrusher. Oh, there goes my land. Alright, so I'm definitely chump blocking here, and then they're going to play Feasting Troll King, like I said. And, I've been calling the shots all night tonight. Oh, can I please draw a land? Wow, I milled 3 non-lands. Interesting. I also milled 1 land and 2 non-lands there. So it looks like I should have a good chance of drawing a land here. I have 6 cards in my hand and none of them are lands. So when they attack with Troll King, I'm just going to take 7. Hopefully they don't have a land. The goal here is just to Akroan War. Oh my goodness. Kogla is insane. Well, the opponent has done some good things here. That's a land. It is probably not enough, though. Scry doesn't really matter. Well, I can cast Ox of Agonas and hope to draw a removal spell. I could Akroan War one of these things. I'd have to Akroan War the Troll King, though. Because this thing has Vigilance. Oh yeah, the ape kills this, so I would need to take the ape. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I didn't catch that until it was too late. I should have taken the Kogla. Well, that was an awful play. If I took the Kogla, this thing wouldn't have died. I mean, there's a chance that I still die, especially with the Wicked Wolf there, but it was definitely the wrong play. Two of these Shredded Sails, is that good? This kills the Great Henge. It's worth it just to kill the Great Henge, I think. Cling to Dust is good. Extinction Event's good. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I would have won that game regardless, but we definitely did the worst play. I want to keep Rankle because I have Akroan War. Shade is probably not that good here. We can cut an Ox and cut a Rider, I guess. Yeah, I was still dead because the wolf would have fought and killed the ape and I would have died anyway. Yeah, I was dead both ways there. Has anyone ever cast Hagra Mauling for 3 mana? I don't think that ever happens in Standard. I don't think it's possible. Oven is a good one. That's another reason for Shredded Sails as well. This seems like a really bad matchup for us, especially because they have Scavenging Ooze in their deck as well. Probably like at least 3 of them post-board. Yeah, this is probably a really bad matchup. Well, their hand was also insane last game as well, but this is also, I think, a bad matchup. Let's keep them off the Great Henge. They get 2 food here, but they get 2 food, and that means that Wicked Wolf can kill my Bonecrusher Giant, but we don't really have a choice. Okay. I don't think I want to do that yet. I think I just want to do that again. If I Kroxa, they could just discard... They could just discard Feasting Troll King and bring it back. So I'm kind of hesitant to do that. Triple Love Struck. We'll do this before we use Murderous Rider to make them think like their Lovestruck Beast is surviving. I don't like losing my Murderous Rider here, but I need to keep them off the Great Henge. Because if they have the Great Henge and I go to kill the thing first, they'll discard the Henge maybe. Maybe. Probably not, though. They might just keep the Henge regardless. Crawling Barrens. Akroan War is good here. But so is Ox. Akroan War just makes them get a food, but I do get to attack for 4. But 4 doesn't really matter since they have 6 food and can gain so much life anyway. So I should just Ox here. Or just attack first. I'll just do this first. It's a shame that we lose at Akroan War, but they have Witch's Oven, so it doesn't really matter. It's actually a pretty good draw, the Mire Triton. Weird that they want to lose out on their Mammoth here. Should have one more Swamp. There we go. Now I have more than enough to bring Kroxa back. And I have Tymaret Calls the Dead as well, just in case the Ox dies. Pretty sure I win this. This first, mill 3, so we have a better selection. Hopefully they don't have Ugin, because I know some lists side in Ugin because Rumpty did it. And someone mentioned to Rumpty that he would do it, and then asked him if he would do it, and then he decided to do it, and then he still has Rumpty in his sideboard to this day. So hopefully, there's no Ugin in our future. I'd rather not give up our Death Touch creature to a 1/1 there. Alright, what does my opponent got here? You got one draw, opponent. You have one draw. That's a pretty darn good draw. That's a really good draw. Jeez. At least I get to bring it back. Cling is good. Alright, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They go to 10. Then they're at least 16 because of these food. Alright, my go. So I can... Murderous Rider, the Wicked Wolf, it gets tapped. I Shatterskull, the Gilded Goose, they sacrifice it. They go to 19. And this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19. So I'm pretty sure this is exact lethal. Unless I'm messing up the count. Well, I mean, I guess they could animate the Crawling Barons to not die. But that would mean that they can't... That would mean that they're at 13 with a blocker. Okay, so they're still exactly dead, even if they do that, right? Because they take 3 from this, they animate this, gain 3 block, and they're at 13. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 4 is 13. It's exact lethal, however they do it. Nice, double Exacxies, double Exacxies. You love to see double Exacxies. They're doing the math. Resolves. So it doesn't matter. Even if they block the Kroxa here, they take exact lethal. So now they eat a food 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Planned. Nice. That was a game. That was a game. It was definitely a game. So, let's see. Maybe I should play Soulseer in this sideboard for like Lovestruck Beasts and Wicked Wolves and things. Also, maybe I should play Agonizing Remorse post-board. I think at post-board I like Agonizing Remorse more than these cards. More than that one. I think I like everything else, though. Bonecrusher kills a... What does Bonecrusher kill? Hardly anything? One thing we kind of have to worry about is Scavenging Ooze, so I think I want all my riders. Alright. The Demonic Embrace comes in because they don't really, like, if they don't have Gilded Goose, they can't really block a flyer. But on the draw, it's a little harder to turn the corner against them. Okay, this hand's really good. But I only have one untapped land. I don't know if I should play the Temple first or the Triumph first. Probably the Triumph first. Since I don't really want to know what I want off the top yet. Because I already have enough lands to last me the whole game. Trail of Crumbs. Okay, so this is where we just go on the aggressive, I think. And just play Calls It Down on turn 3, which means we're playing this on turn 2. Rankle's good. Rankle's especially good when we draw Akroan War, because we have 3 of those in our deck. Alright, I don't want them to cast the Great Henge. So I think I'm gonna go Temple and then cast Heartless Act. Kling's pretty good. It means if they have Feasting Troll King down the line, then I can exile it out of the graveyard. Ooh. They actually don't have a land. They would only do this if they're looking for a land. And they found it. Alright, so it's my turn, which means I can play this. I can hold up Cling to Dust and attack them for 3 with Rankle, or no, not hold up Cling to Dust. I can either attack them with Rankle and make us discard a card, discard Cling, or the land, make them discard a card. I could also just play Tymaret Calls the Dead and hold up the Cling to the Dust. I think I like Tymaret Calls the Dead, hold up Cling to Dust here, because if they go land Feasting Troll King next turn, then, like, if I play Rankle there, then they're not going to play Feasting Troll King, because I could just sacrifice it. And this sets up the sacrifice as well in the 2/2. Hagra. Alright, this is still good for me, because I can make another one of these, and then sacrifice with Rankle. So I Fabled Passage for a black source here. We can Rankle, sacrifice. And discard. So we're going to discard a Bloodchief's Thirst, I think. Because if they discard Feasting Troll King, we'll Cling to Dust it. They discarded the Great Henge. Nice. Part of me kind of wishes they kept the Great Henge because we have Shredded Sails in our hand. But it's a good thing that we're going to keep discarding because we have this Ox of Agonas in our graveyard to fill back up. Alright, so they're just trading with the Rankle here. I guess it's a pretty good trade for them. Do I use the Cling? I can use the Cling to draw a card. I think it's worth drawing a card here. Ideally, I would like to draw another land. Because I want to be able to cast 2 3-drops in the same turn. Because I want to empty my hand for the Ox. But I'm just going to bring out Kroxa next turn, and hopefully the game would be over. But I do want to hold up... They put Tangled Veil. Okay. I guess I'll keep Shredded Sails just in case. So we're going to take their last card out of their hand with the Kroxa here. We're going to bolt this so that we can hold up the Shredded Sails. I'm liking this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't exile creatures or enchantments. I'm liking it, chat. I actually don't know why they played the Tangled Veil, knowing I had Kroxa. Oh my gosh. They knew I had Kroxa. They brought in the Ugin that I was talking about. Oh my goodness. Nice. Oh, Lovestruck Beast is a good draw. But we can exile, we can destroy both of them with Murderous Rider. I don't know if that's worth it though. Akroan War and Heartless Act? Sure. Let's just attack. See if they double block. Nope. That's alright, we tried. And now we don't have to do anything here because I guess we can cast Mire Triton. Or Murderous Rider. How's it going, Pedro? Good to see ya. And it's the Troll King. That's fine though. They go to 16. Nice. Nice. That's 2-0 so far. 2-0. 2-0. Next match. Toss them on up. I honestly thought that mono green match was a hard matchup because they might have had like a lot of Scavenging Oozes, but it didn't seem like they had Scavenging Ooze. On to the next one. We're on the play. We got some good cards here. I don't know if too many people are playing the Rakdos deck, because it kind of goes back and forth with Rakdos is good because rogues are good, and then people stop playing rogues, and then when people stop playing rogues, people stop playing Rakdos, and then when people stop playing Rakdos, people play rogues again. So it's kind of like a back and forth. So kind of, I guess, just depends on when you're talking about if Rakdos is popular or not. Etarasu. I'm pretty sure I've seen this person's username before. Alright, opponent. Did my game crash or something? I'm on the play, right? I'm on the play, right? Okay, it just took them a while to pick their hand. Shieldbreaker's a good question. I think Shieldbreaker is really good if you're playing Edgewall Innkeeper, because you have that additional value off the draw. But if you're not playing Innkeeper, I don't know if it's better. I think it's better to play like a Shredded Sails type card. It just has more utility because it can't, like, you can't play a 2/1 and have it draw you a card. That was a perfect draw. Wow, was that draw perfect? Let's mill a Kroxa. Alright, I guess not. I guess not. We should have a pretty decent matchup against Gruul, all things considered. Hopefully we mill Kroxa now. Milling Kroxa would be so good. Brushfire, Fabled Passage? No Fabled Passage, okay. We can block the 3. Innkeeper, okay. So what we can do is... Let's see what we mill. Kroxa? Nope. I think we're gonna try to race them. That might be easier said than done. I could just Rankle and discard a card. Discard a card and sacrifice a creature. I think I'm gonna do that. We get kind of punished if they have main deck Akroan War. They discarded an Embercleave. Ooh, and they sacrificed the Innkeeper. Oh, they had a Fabled Passage. We're gonna get hit for 5. I think we're still gonna be able to race them unless they have 2 Embercleaves, but we do have Murderous Rider and Heartless Act, so I think we can race them. Oh wow. Wow, okay. Maybe just kidding. Spikefield Hazard's good. I like to keep that on top. So we can hazard this. Attack. Do I make them discard a card? I don't know. I actually don't think I make them discard a card because they're going to refuel their hand anyway with the Henge. So making them discard this last card probably doesn't do anything. Unless it's like a Vivian or something. But even then, if they have Vivian, we can kill it with Murderous Rider. I don't think we can race them anymore, especially because they're gaining 2 life a turn. But we kind of need a Kroxa sooner than later. The Fabled Passage into Great Henge was pretty good there. So I think we should draw a card, maybe. No, I don't think we do anything. Alright, so... ooh, Bolt. That's good for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they need 7 mana here? Maybe they do have Akroan War. Oh, no. Do they actually have Akroan War here? Did they... That must have been the last card in their hand. Ooh, Shatterskull. That hurts. That hurts. They had double Shatterskull. Milling the Skyclave Shade was good there. That's fine. Hopefully they don't draw a land, because then they can cast both of these. Alright. I just Heartless Act that before it gets the counter. Hopefully they don't draw a land. Alright, good. I still don't think we can win this, though. Just have to make them block with the 1/1. They're incentivized to not block with the 1/1 because they have double Lovestruck Beast there and they want to attack with their 6/6s. Plus they're gaining 2 life every turn. The only way we can win is if we have a Kroxa. And they basically draw nothing. They have to draw, like, lands for the rest of the game, basically. And me winning probably has something to do with me drawing my Akroan War. Or a Kroxa. Or a land and an Ox. I would love a land next turn, so I could go, like, Murderous Rider plus Heartless Act. I wonder what's taking them so long. They could just cast all their creatures and be fine. Come on, cast your creatures. Okay. So they could go... I'm holding the Murderous Rider for now in case they go like Land Vivian. Yeah, with Henge is hard for us to deal with in game 1. Shredded Sails definitely makes it easier. Untap land? Wow. Okay, I'm pretty sure we lost already. Not an untap land. So we go... That's not even that good. But, I mean... better than land. So we go this here, and then Heartless Act the 1/1. The only way we win is if we Kroxa and they draw nothing else, but that's very unlikely. Plus, we also haven't had a Kroxa yet. Maybe we can win this game off the time, because they've been taking a while. But we're definitely not winning this off card advantage. We have to kill them somehow. But they're also gaining life every turn. Oh, we can't really deal with the questing beast. So I think we have to just cast Murderous Rider as a lifelinker. Alright, opponent, what you got? What you got? Maybe they have another Lovestruck Beast to where they can make the 1/1 and it doesn't get +1/+1 from the Great Henge. If they draw a 1/1, they win, because I go up to 5 by blocking one of the Lovestruck Beasts, and then their other Lovestruck Beast plus the Innkeeper kills us. Well, there's the Vivian that we talked about earlier.
Displays nature's ingenuity.
I honestly don't know why I'm still playing this game.
And Decoria answers.
I don't know if we can draw, but sure. Alright, game's over. Next game. That took a while. Alright, so we definitely want a Akroan War Shredded Sails Extinction Event. Do we want Soul Shatter? Probably not. Elspeth's Nightmare is pretty good on the play. And that's basically it, I think. They're going to be having a lot of Scavenging Oozes in against us. So you have to be worried about that. What's not good against them? Skyclave Shade is the worst against them. I think I want everything else. Demonic Embrace is a little bad, especially because I have to pay the life to do that as well. Liliana's a little bad. Liliana and Rankle aren't very defensive, so I think I'll cut those, and I'll cut one Ox. We only really need one Ox. Plus, an Ox can get exiled from Scavenging Ooze, and we want to have a second Ox in there. That's why I didn't cut it to just one. We want to make sure we play around Scavenging Ooze as much as we can, even if it's around deck building. Excuse me. And if you're still watching this, thank you very, very much for continuing to watch my content. I appreciate every single one of you on our road to 1,000 YouTube subscribers. And once again, please, I want to remind you, if you have any deck that you want me to play, If you want me to play the Battle of the Shards next after Battle of the Guilds, I will happily do that as well. Just let me know what you want me to play and do a YouTube video about, and I will do my best to try to do that. As we wait about 11 years for our Etarasu opponent to sideboard. Let's see. What would they bring in besides Scavenging Ooze? Would they bring in Soulseer against us? Maybe not. They wouldn't bring in Soulseer against us. They'd bring in Akroan War against us, so they probably have at least 2 Akroan Wars, at the most 4 Akroan Wars in their deck. So we probably have to watch out for that. Play first. I like this hand. We're probably not going to play Bonecrusher on turn 2 because they might not play Innkeeper on turn 1. If they play Innkeeper on turn 1, I don't know. I still probably might not even Bonecrusher. Because there's... Unless they're playing Shieldbreaker or Rimrock Knight, they're not going to have an Adventure Creature on turn 2. Actually, the only reason to Bonecrusher Giant on turn 2 is if they have a second Innkeeper. Definitely Mire Triton here. Good thing we drew our 4th land. Well, we got rid of some good cards here. That's not the plan. Definitely not the plan. Brushfire? Okay, cool. That means we are guaranteed to Bonecrusher this. And then we'll play the Shatterskull tap. And we can attack. How's it going, Coolidix? Good to see you. What is my opponent planning? My opponent has a master plan against us. A master plan. Opponent, what you got? What you got, opponent? Ooh, they had the Brushfire Fabled Passage. We'll trick up their sleeve. Let's see if they have a Bonecrusher Giant. Ooh, that's a good draw. That's a pretty good draw. Let's go ahead and do this just in case they have the Bonecrusher and they want to use it there. No Bonecrusher Giant there. Do they have a Questing Beast? If they have Questing Beast, I might want to just cast Bonecrusher this turn. But I think I'm just going to go Kroxa plus hold up either one of these. I could cast Mire Triton next turn. Actually, Mire Triton's probably good to cast right now. Because then I think it... Yeah, wow. Yeah, Mire Triton actually makes us cast Kroxa next turn. Definitely going for it. Well, we milled 2 of our Akroan Wars, and we have 1 more left. But fortunately for us, we can Kroxa next turn, but we do have to watch out about their Akroan War. So I think I might want to bait out their Akroan War before we cast the Kroxa. What's a... Yeah, Scavenging Ooze. Yep. Yep. Right when I saw them manually tap the mountain there, I knew they had to use. One thing that we had to watch out for. We could just attack here. Tomas Picorni, thank you very much for the raid. Actually, I can kill this ooze now. How was your stream? I can kill this ooze by removing the counters and then Bonecrushering it. Is that even good? It probably is good. Actually, I mean, Scavenging Goose kind of wrecks us. I mean, it's a big price to pay, but I think it's worth it. I'll take a removal spell. Alright, so I think I'm going to use the removal spell here because I don't want them to cast a Great Henge. Yeah, we traded 1.5 cards, really. It's not even a whole card, because Bonecrusher Giant's just a half card. Thank you for the bits. I really appreciate that. Wow. Stream was good, just a short one. Omni Drafts. So basically Yu-Gi-Oh! What I've learned is, and if you're listening for this for the first time, YouTube, for the YouTube audience, Omni Draft, the Omniscience Draft are basically Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you really, really, really like Omniscience Draft, even maybe more than Magic itself, you should probably be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Have a wonderful rest of your night, Ninja. Make sure to check them out as in your earliest convenience. They have 6 mana, so they're flooding a little bit, but I mean, we have 5 mana as well. Shatterskull Smashing my single Mire Triton. Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. So with this Fabled Passage, it's actually a pretty good draw. It lets us cast both our Bonecrusher Giants. So we should be in good hands at this point. Ooh, Akroan War. Why did I expect that? I mean, I could castle now, although I don't think I do. Akroan War is pretty good there. So they could cast the Henge now that they've been holding in their hand the whole game. I can imagine Omniscience drafts getting kind of boring. When you're on the draw and they just have everything on turn 1. They could also have Embercleave, but they're incentivized to hold the Bonecrusher back this turn. There we go. Hold the Shredded Sails for this reason. That's a great draw. Ooh, another Akroan War. So I guess we Akroan War a Bonecrusher because we have to attack here. Even though it's my own Bonecrusher. That's weird. So control of the Bonecrusher won't go back to them even when this dies because it's mine. Castle was a good draw, because it lets us play something before we Ox. Station Event's really good here. If I attack, they might trade. Am I okay if they trade? I think I'm okay if they trade. Like, they have to attack. Actually, they had to attack anyway, right? But I kind of didn't want to give them a cleave target. Ooh. I milled 2 cards, and it was literally Ox Kroxa. I didn't want them to give anything to cleave. Okay, so they could have cleave here, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter now. That was a nice game. Nice, rewarding, fulfilling Magic. Press done. Go to the next game. This deck's felt pretty impressive so far. This deck felt pretty impressive. I mean, until we just get destroyed next game. What is my chance of drawing a black mana in the next, like, 2 draws? Because even if I draw, like, 1 land, Bonecrusher Giant is good enough. I think I feel like risking it. I'm gonna risk it. It could backfire, but we didn't come here. We didn't come here not to risk it, okay? Okay, guys? We didn't come here not to risk it. Instantly punished. Alright, black mana, let's go. Black mana, perfect keep. That's extremely punished. We do this now just in case they have a Fabled Passage. Alright, please draw black mana. It's been too many draws. It's been too many draws to not draw a black source. Black mana or die, probably. And die. Not only did we not draw a black mana, we didn't draw any mana. The reason for keeping that hand was that we could cast the Bonecrusher Giant on turn 3 if we couldn't draw a black mana. Oh, now the game's really punishing me because I drew a black mana, but it's also tapped. Super punished. They're going for a land drop here. And they found it. We're probably dead. Wow, the game is just not liking us right now. I think I just cast Mire Triton. Watch us mill 2 lands. Alright, we still didn't mill land. Well, you milled a Shatterskull Smashing, but that comes in and pays 3 life. I don't think we can afford 3 life here. Hopefully they don't have cleave. Wow. Okay, that's a way to die. That is a way to die. Well, that was anticlimactic. Not only did I not draw a black source, but I didn't draw any lands. We didn't draw any lands in like 4 draws, which is like pretty unlikely. In this deck, we have like around like a 31% chance to draw. No, more than that, because we play Shatterskull Smashing and other dual face lands. So we have like around a 35% chance to draw land every turn, and we miss land for 4 turns. So I don't know what the percentage on that is, but it's pretty low. But anyways, I think it was a risk to take because we were on the draw with Bonecrusher Giant, and we really need to be able to have the Bonecrusher Giant in our opening hand, especially on the draw, or Bloodchief's Thirst or something. But since we had the Bonecrusher, Heartless Act, and 2 Mire Tritons, I think that was a. I think I did the right thing to keep it, so I don't feel bad about that game. I just got kind of unlucky. We play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 16. We play 16 black sources, and that's like a lot. That's like a lot of black. So I think we did a good job of keeping that. But other than that, we did a 2-1 run today. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I do really like this deck. I highly recommend playing this. If you want to put your own spin on it, be my guest, do your thing. If you want to play more Akroan Wars, if you want to put the Sacrifice package in here and play more Akroan Wars in the main deck. I know there was recently a deck list that won a tournament with 4 Akroan Wars in the main deck, and they I don't know if they played the 1 mana steel card, Claim the Firstborn, or Ghost Rider or something. But if you want to do something like that, be my guest. But I do love this build. I think it offers something in the meta that should be explored more, just the way this deck plays, with the higher mill strategy, playing 4 Skyclave Shade in the main deck, and Demonic Embrace. We didn't get to use Demonic Embrace during this time, but it is really good. Other than that, thank you everyone for hanging out. This is episode 9 of Battle of the Guilds, and don't forget to, in the comments, to give me your blue-green Simic deck list if you'd like me to play your list. Thank you everyone for hanging out, and have yourselves a great day.